Assalamu Alaikum, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaba, and if you're a returning subscriber, jazakumullah khairan for always showing up. Don't forget to use the subscribe button, inshallah, so that you can get notified whenever I post. And I pray that this channel will be of benefit to me and you, bi-iznallahi ta'ala. I just came back from breakfast, hence the way I'm looking. I'm away from home, as you can tell, for a while, and it's one of the things that I do for myself occasionally. I like to travel, by the way, in case you don't know, but of course sometimes in certain phases of life it's not always the easiest, but the short time that I can give myself or happily give myself to help me heal, to help me refresh, to help me rejuvenate, however best it is that I can do it, whether it is by having solo time by myself at home, or by taking a cup of tea, you know, or by spending more time in the shower, or just by leaving for a weekend, really helps me rejuvenate. And I honestly am grateful for it, and I do not take it for granted, and it's something that I encourage many people, many women to do for themselves, because at the end of the day you can't give from an empty cup. So many times people even say, oh, but I don't have the money, but I don't like, we have all of these excuses. But I always say, if it's money you can save, you know, and have something that you're looking forward to, spend on yourself. The people that you're killing yourself for, they will survive if you're not here, they will move on if you're not here. So you have yourself, and you have the very high responsibility of taking care of yourself. And I ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it very easy for you. I'm in this very nice hotel that I really want to rate 10 over 10, but guess what, their food is not halal. They don't have, actually I don't expect their food to be halal, because hello, are they catering to only Muslim? I don't expect it to be completely halal, but you know, certain things I expect that you would put certain people at the back of your mind, but they didn't do that, and for that reason I will not rate them 10 over 10, maybe 9.8, because they are that good. It's clean, it's amazing, it's giving. You pay less than what you're actually getting. It's not overly expensive, it's just nice, you know, I love it. But even like certain things, I mean, they have like, typically when I lodge in hotels like this, I just always go for, say, seafood or veg basically. But even now, a very nice friend of mine told me that apparently they use the same oil for certain things, you know, it's like cross mixing, and the process in itself to making these things may not necessarily be halal. Yeah, God bless this very nice friend of mine, and if anything, I was really grateful for that, because it just means that yes, it may be seafood, but it is probably used with the oil that pork has actually been fried in, and it really just opened my eyes to certain things, and also basically taught me to ask again and again. Just because it is veggie does not mean that, you know, it is halal. So I went for breakfast, and the only thing that I had was a cup of tea, and I'm gonna, you know, enjoy this yogurt after. But yeah, I don't usually have a heavy breakfast, so ignore the person that is hovering behind me. I hope that you guys can still hear me. Yeah, I went for an event yesterday, and I thought, oh, I want to talk about certain things as they hot, right? I'm not done reflecting on the events, to be honest. There's still so much to flesh out. But if it was about getting inspirations, I did yesterday. It was quite inspirational. Just being in a room of women, a room filled with women who are doing well in their different spaces or different spheres of life. Women who are kicking butts, you know, but at the same time being in a space where it felt like you went for Hajj, take away the spiritual bit of it, but you know how everyone is leveled in a room. But this time around, it was the women who were already at the top saying, you know what, I'm leveling myself. What is even dear to this life, anyways? Bring your hands. Let me hold your hands. And one thing that they really said that really got to me yesterday again and again was the fact that when you're in a leadership position, it becomes very lonely. And that's one thing that I've experienced or that I've felt by myself a lot in the past months. So many things going on, so many things that I have to coordinate, that I have to walk through. Things are expanding. Like I said, ignore the noise, somebody is cleaning. But yeah, things are expanding and it just feels like it's weighing on me, and a lot of things I have to shoulder, all by myself. I have to make certain decisions all by myself, and I'm beginning to feel like, wow, can somebody just take the stress off me? Not that I don't have an amazing team. I have people who are on ground doing the work, but honestly, being there, it can be very lonely. And I was just reminded again and again in that room that, you know what, there were people who have gone through that and who are saying that, we're not going to allow other women go through the same. We know what you guys are going through and we're happy to hold your hands. And they were not just saying it, they were acting it, which was the humble bit. And it's the reason why I always encourage people to attend events like this. I feel like mostly for Muslim women, we don't like to attend. And I don't know why, because even back home in Nigeria, every now and then when I get to attend this event, maybe there are Muslims who don't necessarily look Muslims that attend, but like covered Muslims, Muslims that when you see you really know that they're Muslims, like that reflects Islam. You don't get to see them. Something that I really did appreciate yesterday was actually meeting a good number of sisters. Not a good number, but like say about 5 of us in that room, and it was a room of I think over 100 persons. Subhanallah. But it was different because back home I would often be the only covered one, sometimes, and you could tell because it's like, oh, a hijabi is here or a Muslimah is here, that kind of stuff. But just entering the room yesterday and seeing my fellow, mashallah, sisters who are doing so well, by the way, in their various careers, and having to chat with them. What's interesting is that actually the feeling or the experience, it was quite mutual. They also shared how they attend certain events, and so it was very easy for us to spot each other when we saw each other. Hey, Assalamu Alaikum. Hey, Assalamu Alaikum. I know that, yeah, you want to be in a place that you're familiar with. You want to be in a place that you don't even have to talk for people to understand because you share the same ideas and beliefs. But at the same time, how do we get Muslim friendly environment in existence? How do we get Muslim ideas in certain organizations and certain policies to exist without engaging the people who are already there and who have done it and who are still doing it? This woman were like the woman that spoke yesterday, that we met yesterday, are people who are mashallah at the top. And it's just it felt like such a humbling environment, and such a loving environment of, like I said, women saying we are at the top, we've been there, we've walked ourselves up. We've done the work, to get on the ladder, to get up to the ladder, and we know the struggles. How about you guys come and we hold your hands? And you don't have to be in the same field that we are in. We've got the experience, we have the network, and it was just nice seeing people introduce themselves, people introducing people to other people, or to younger people or their mentees and stuff. It was just very beautiful. It felt, what was it that room could have actually even give certain people that I felt like they had no experience before, but they came and they said, you know what, doesn't matter whether you guys are in your universities and trying to change career, or trying to or basically on the journey to start certain things, you know, it doesn't matter where you are, like which phase you are in life, they are very happy to hold your hands. And I thought that was really amazing. But again, the one thing, okay, so before I get there, is this just me saying that we can go out more as Muslim women? It doesn't take away from our faith, it doesn't take away from our values. If anything, it adds to who we are. You know, it makes us even more grounded because you know about both sides, right? It gives you the power to even be able to choose, to be able to filter. You meet, mashallah, one of the amazing women that I met yesterday was a woman whom, by the time I went back home and I read her background, I was really humbled. She was not even talking, she was not among the people who had anything to say. She was just there. But because she was like me, it was very easy for me to approach her, and you know, I felt like there was somebody that who needed to get exactly where I was coming from, and she did that. You know, by the time I went back home and I read her bio proper, I'm like, what? On a normal day, it would probably take me what to get this woman's business card, you know. But we spoke at length. Subhanallah, subhanallah, she was such a blessing. We spoke at length, we had lunch together. She was very happy to tell me, Biki, don't worry, if you need anything, if you need me to refer you, I'll be happy to do that, you know. And this was just a woman I was meeting in less than how many hours, subhanallah, and face to face even in less than how many minutes. But yeah, I'm encouraging all of us to take that bold step. Sometimes you may feel like you're in a very chaotic phase of life, and as Muslim women, we even have like our own responsibilities clearly described to us, you know, clearly instructed in the Quran. But even then, you have to ensure that you don't lose who you are, because just the same way Allah have said certain things, you know, giving you certain roles, you know, He's also told you that your gifts are there for you to use in the way that are pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for you to use your gift, you have to be somebody who know about ihsan, who strive for excellence, right? And it just means that you have to seek certain knowledge, you have to meet certain people, you have to ask certain questions, you have to be able to get the best of answers, kind of stuff. So when we're not doing all of these things, there's no way that at some point we're not going to be biased. One thing though that I didn't like about the event, and I feel like it's one of the reasons why many of us try to stay back home, first off, you probably concerned about halal food, and I think that in my bio I did fill in something about halal when they were asking about what we're expecting from the event. So I feel in something, I don't know if I influenced it or not, I don't know, wallahu ta'ala alam, but I forgot. And when I went for the event for lunch, typically when I go for a non-Muslim event like that, or you know, a secular or whatever, I immediately go for seafood. So the mashallah moment that I met, I was right in front of her, because she was literally treating me like her baby. I was right in front of her, and I had fetched I just gone directly to fish, and I fetched some sorry, I had fetched some, and she was right behind me, and I saw her take chicken, and I was immediately going to tell her, don't, it's not halal. And I looked up and I saw that it was actually halal, subhanallah. And I said to her, oh, it's halal. And she said, yeah, sometimes you don't know until you read. And it just literally made me appreciate the woman. When they're talking about inclusivity, literally that was inclusivity. It was very well thought through. Everything there was halal, except for obviously the things that were like obviously not halal, alhamdulillah. So another thing that you really worry about also is, am I going to be the only one? Am I not going to be the only one? The events now, people are coming out more now. Muslim women are coming out more now, and chances are not that you're not going to be alone. So the more we are, the better, you know. Also, the one thing that would, I mean, I rate this event 100 over 100, but I'm not going to, because they almost use music to kill me. I don't listen to music, right? And just finally attending an event that literally made me consume that amount of music, I felt like And again, it's not about me because there are tons of people. Like I said, it's not a Muslim event, so I don't expect them to be Muslim free-ish, sort of. And I had the option of either probably leaving the room or what's it called, or plugging my ears or something. So definitely next time I'm going for such event, I'm definitely going to wear some sort of eardrum. It wasn't just even like the mall type music. I felt like because I was sitting very close to the speaker, I listened to music to the point that it felt like my eardrum was going to, I wasn't listening, obviously. It wasn't like, oh, I was listening. I didn't have a choice. My eardrum was going to perforate because of how subhanallah, how much music was played yesterday. For somebody who has not been listening to music for years, I can't remember the last time I did. Maybe when you go out, to the malls and stuff, but like I said, it was not that kind of music. It was the boom boom. I literally felt sick to my system. I had not been in such environment for a long time. Even the other events that I attended are non-Muslim organized don't play this amount of music. So there was a lot of that, and it was a lot that my body did react to. At some point, they will be playing it. Maybe somebody wanted to work on the stage or something, and they wanted to play it, and you could tell that it was a normal thing, right, for them. Somebody wanted to play it, somebody wanted to dance, just to make the event even fun and more fun. They'll play music, for the exercise. It was music. And I remember one other lady who came and she did the breath exercise. Oh my god, I wanted to hug her because I was like, yeah, we can do exercise without actually dancing. But that was post lunch and they wanted to get people to move their bodies. So yeah, that is going to take away from the points, maybe like 2, maybe like 98 over 100, 97 over 100, because I did struggle a lot with the music. Not their fault, their thing, and they'll do it again and again. I'm just the one who needs to be prepared, right? So yeah, it was an amazing one, and I really do encourage us to attend and understand where the other side is coming from, understand our own background, and see how we're able to filter or choose or balance up things or whatnot. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for all of us. Get out of your comfort zone. That's what I'm trying to say. Get out. Don't just sit down in your room and imagine things in your head. Oh, if I go there, I'm not going to be able to eat. If I go there, I'm not going to be able to pray. If certain things even happen because we don't ask, right? There were different places that you could pray. The food was too much. It was not even free mixing. It was just women. There were very few men in the room, but yeah, whether maybe from the crew or special people that were actually invited, but it was a safe space for women. So yeah, that's one. 2, the one thing I also wanted to mention was how I saw women gave other women their flowers. I don't think that I've seen that in a long time. These women were giving each other their flowers, and they were not even giving us too many information. It wasn't like, oh, they were telling us, oh, when I was talking this person helped me. When I was doing this person helped me move up the ladder. Nobody was saying anything. It was just they were giving each other their flowers. And you know how they always say, oh, women are against women don't like women. It was such a different ambience. I really love that. I don't know how to express it, but it did something to me. Don't wait until somebody die before you say, how good they are. And I felt like even the room felt it. They weren't there telling us, oh, the bad that women did to them. It was just good all through. And something Lala said, Lala was the host, by the way, she was such an amazing host. She said she thinks that it is men who come up with this whole women don't like women something. Yeah, we all have different experiences, but being in that room, you just start to question yourself. So who are the women that used to fight women? Because it was just khair upon khair, like good upon good, just having women speak good about each other, share experiences on how how they collaborated, and it was such a perfect theme for the event, because by the time we started talking to each other or telling us how people have held their hands through whatever journey it is that they were going through, if it made sense why the theme had to be the power of unity, because collaboration really does get you far. And it was just not about collaboration of, oh, what am I getting, what are you getting. It was a lot about, I've gone past this, I've done this, you know, not necessarily something that I want to do now, but I see where you're going to, and I see the journey ahead, and I'm happy to hold your hand, and I'm not willing to take anything from you. Like, I'm giving back. Yeah, the power of literally giving back via collaborating. I thought that was really, really nice. You can collaborate without making it stressful, and it's something that at this current phase of my life I see every now and then when it comes to collaborating with other people and how stressful it can be. But we're just reminded again and again yesterday that, you know what, sometimes collaboration is going to be easy, sometimes it's not, depending on what the two parties actually want to get out of it. But yeah, it was amazing. I really, really love that, and I wanted to share it now so I don't even think of forgetting. I wanted to share it, expressing how shocked and how happy I was to actually see that. Lastly, I always tell people to take charge and take power of their stories, like, you know, take control of their stories. And I'm not a pro you must share your story. I'm very pro, is Allah nudging you to share your story? And if Allah is nudging you to share a story, then don't hold back, because sometimes you get that inspiration, you know that it's what you're supposed to be doing, but you're not sharing because somebody would say so and so, or because somebody will do so and so. You refuse to share because of how the world is going to see you, or the people that are going to bash you online and all of that stuff. But when you're nudged, like I said, go ahead and do it. I saw the power of that yesterday. Two amazing women came up and they shared their story. And I know, because obviously you could tell how, from the way that the room was responding to the things that this woman was saying. It was such a powerful moment, because one of the ladies shared, and I thought that was the first person who shared. Yeah, I thought that she was talking to me directly, because for the past, like I said, few weeks now, it's just been a lot. It's been super overwhelming, and sometimes you just feel like, you know what, maybe I'm not meant for this, and maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this. And her story was about hope, you know, and how she dared to hold on to hope and not give up. And it was literally her just challenging us to hold on to the same hope, like never lose hope, and which is something that Islam really preaches. Yeah, you dare not give up on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, because Allah never gives up on you. Like, up until the time that you die, Allah don't give up on you. Subhanallah, how merciful is that? But as Muslims, sometimes we're very quick to give up. You know, we're very quick to just say, you know what, I can't do it. Whether because we're overwhelmed, whether because we're not getting the response that we had anticipated to get. But yeah, she shared such a powerful story, and I thought, wow, such a good reminder. Because for me, like, when I attend events like this that are very non-Muslim, my mind just automatically sieve through the information that I'm getting. You know, whatever information that I get, it is okay, so how does this align with my faith, or how does it align with my values? And for every time that woman opened her mouth, I remembered one or two verses from the Quran. You know, it was such a reminder, and it just felt like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala really wanted me to take away the khair from whatever that was going on there yesterday. So yeah, why am I talking about this? Share your story if you feel nudged to share. If you've consulted Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you feel like that's what you're meant to be doing, please. Now I'm very pro. Before I'd be like, if you're not nudged, don't, like, I still be a little skeptical about it, because people don't have sense like that. You know, the same people who come and clap for you are the same people who tear you down when they have to. But if you have consulted God and you feel like God is solidly behind you, and you know that sharing will do way more good than whatever cons that come out of it, Habibti, go ahead and share. I felt like life was transformed yesterday in that room. I promise you. Even from the people that were meeting the lady after she had shared her story, I engaged with her as well. One of them yesterday. Another woman who also shared her story about, you know, career and how it was very important for her to climb up the career and also heal from whatever it is that she has gone through. Same thing. She was literally speaking for me at some point about my life, and I thought, wow, this is just a gift from Allah to tell me, Biki, I see you, but here are people who have gone through worse. You know, whatever it is that you feel like you're going through, they are people who have gone through worse, absolute worse. Don't give up, right? Lastly, because I might not talk about this event again, I know myself. So lastly, I wanted to talk about aging beautifully. Oh my god, women in their 60s were looking like, hello, I can compete with you people in your 30s, in your 20s. They were looking so good. And I thought, when Islam say take care of your body is an amana. There's something Allah is telling us. Is this what it looks like to take care of yourself? Is this what it looks like to take care of your body? They were looking so good. They were wearing like wigs and stuff, but they were looking mashallah tabarakallah. And that, I thought to myself, yeah, what's this baby fat? You gonna go? What's this baby fat? You know, what's this fat that I'm having here and there that is not from any medicine that I have taken or whatever? You know, what's me not gymming in the morning? Like, on some days I walk on my treadmill for minutes. On some days I don't do it. I gotta take that really seriously, because Allah is telling me, look at them, you know. And again, that's the reason why we have to have people constantly come forward, constantly hold the hands of other people, constantly sharing their stories, because you see these people and you're like, you're inspired on another level. I had a lot of eye highlights, but like I said, one was one of the ladies that had shared a story. Another one, actually two of them, they did amazing. Another was the first panel. The first panel was about the power of harnessing collaboration over, you know, competition. And because I'm in the very much in the impact space, I thought that was just for me. It was a gift from God to me. They spoke beautifully. It was very inspiring, such a energy filled session as well. And it was motivating. I loved it. It was very beautiful. And for me, it just set the day, you know. It sets the tone of the day, because it didn't matter what other session was coming afterwards. I was already bumped. I was already pumped up, sorry. And I just carried that energy through the day. So that's about it. I've still not opened my book from yesterday to flesh out, which is something I usually do whenever I attend events. I'll do that, and if I feel like there's any lesson that I really want to share with you guys, I'll share. But I encourage you guys again to please get out of your comfort space, make time. I had 1,000,001 reason to not attend this. I had 1,000,001 reason to not come and stay in a hotel, to not come and give myself some peace, you know, some restful time. But I had to do it. It was like, against all odds, I'm getting out of that space. I'm going to fill my cup. You know, I'm going to get some really lovely hugs, meet some people, have conversation that was, you know, full of depth, which is something that I love, I crave a lot. So yeah, my cup is more than this filled. My cup is filled, and I'm going home super happy. And I'm happy to remind you all to do the same for yourself as well. So I hope you have benefited from this, inshallah. I feel like this is the longest chit chat that I've done in a while. I pray that you have benefited from this, and I'm going to go and have my yogurt, inshallah. Take care and see you next time. Assalamu Alaikum.